G'day boys and girls, Duckville here, welcome to a StarCraft 2 Heart of the Swarm replay. We've got a Zerg versus Terran, and this is taken from the replay pack of our Terran player. But before we get over there to him, as I can see on the minimap, he's doing something quite interesting. Up here at the top right, I don't actually know who this player is. It is our Red Zerg barcode player. We'll just go with Red Zerg guy. But over here, towards the left-hand side, just floating across to the gold, is a wonderful random player who's quite fun to watch on his stream, and he has some interesting plays from time to time. There is a particular race where I kind of feel you can see that he's not as good as his other two, but it's not this particular race. It is mYi Balloon. Mr. Balloon here. We'll see what he's going to get up to this time. Of course, this particular gold float strategy that was on Habitation was something that people were bringing out quite a lot of the time, but obviously we won't get to see this anymore as map got removed, but still, we'll see what happens, because Red is going to spot what's going on. Of course, the Zerg player is always going to see that this is occurring. It's not as if it's hard to scout this out, but the Overlord's just going to poke through. He'll probably want to keep an eye on how many racks go down. A lot of the time what Terran players will do is they'll put down 2 sets of racks and then try and start pushing across. We might see a bunker rush. We may just see something which some players do, which is really quite an interesting play, which is actually just to like 3 racks really quickly and then just spam out Marines and just try and rush straight across the map and try and just put as much pressure on as you can. But our Red player is obviously wanting to get his pool down as swiftly as possible, just throwing that down. I believe that was like an 11 pool or something like that, or maybe even a little bit around there, but 12 or something. I'm not exactly sure, but he's going to need to get some defense up. Of course, upon seeing this kind of play, not only is the Terran much closer, because if instead of coming from here, if you were wanting to do a long run across the map, or even some kind of proxy here, you've got a safe base here on the high ground of the gold base. You're going to have 2 racks pumping out Marines, and therefore it is going to be not exactly the most friendly thing to deal with. But Balloon, he's going to try and get a bunker down. Unfortunately, his SCV getting stuck inside the 2 drones, sort of stuck between the bunker and the 2 drones there. That was really unfortunate for Balloon there, but he's going to send another SCV across. He's going to see what he can do with this. The Marine just getting caught a little bit behind here, but there is a Spine Crawler just starting out. We've got 6 Zerglings that were just popping out. In fact, it's going to be a total of 8 that'll be coming shortly, and this attack is not really going to get too much done. You will need quite a lot of Marines to be able to stop this many Zerglings. In fact, 2 more just coming across may be able to buy some time here for Balloon, but it looks as if this bunker is not going to happen. I mean, once the Spine Crawler's up, this is pretty much it for this kind of rush here, especially when you don't have the bunker up in the first place. But I mean, wow, that was some really cute micro there, and he was able to come across and see if he could get up to the top of the ramp and establish himself. But the Spine Crawler now done means that we are going to move into the mid game. So this is where things will start to get it quite intriguing. Normally when you're dealing with someone who has their, their standard kind of mineral income, you can be very predictive with what kind of timings will come across, when their factory goes down, when medevacs will be out, when a certain amount of Marines will be done, all this kind of stuff, and like when stim will be done in particular. But when there's a gold base, it does change things a little bit, because it changes the amount of production capability in particular. Because as we'd said, you can throw down like an extra couple of racks, and in fact, yeah, there he is. He's going to throw down a 3rd one very quickly, and it's not going to be as similar timed as you would normally see. So Balloon's just going to charge up the ramp here. I don't think this is the greatest idea. 2 queens here for our Red Zerg, and he is going to force him back for the moment. Spine Crawler will also be there to help out as well. So Balloon's not going to really be able to do too much at this stage. He's going to have to try and set up for another timing. It looks as if he is going to get stim started. Our factory is also complete, of course, so we will see maybe a couple of Hellions coming out. don't think it's worth going a reactor and trying to play standard when you take a gold like this. As I said, I think the best idea is to just try and enforce yourself across on your opponent as swiftly as possible. Zerg's going to be stuck on 2 bases for the moment. They can look to take a third base as well, but I mean, it's just kind of risky because there's always going to be a lot of Terran units close to your position on the map, and then also, as we said, there's just actually going to be, just generally speaking, a lot of them as well. So it's not exactly the easiest sort of thing to take that third base. Is that Hellion? Seriously? That got pushed all the way over here by those Marines. That's crazy. I haven't seen something like that happen before. You see Archons get pushed across a lot, like when the Archons are morphing, but you don't see like a Hellion or something weird like that happen. But Balloon takes care of the Scouting Overlord, getting rid of that. We'll see the factory switch over with the starport, and we'll get some medevac production going. So once these medevacs come out, it does open a little bit more, opens up a few more options here for Balloon in terms of looking to drop inside the main base. You can come across here and maybe just try and get in there and do as much damage as you can, or you could perhaps just try and push up this ramp and see what you can get done. But our red player does have quite a few roaches about to pop out. We're going to add 5 to the 4 that are already on the field. We're getting some more overlords as well. And one good thing that I really do love that he's done here is continuing to push out this creep spread, just making sure that he has as much time as possible to set up defense as needed. But he's also, he's going to look to take the gold base. I don't think this is going to go down very well. Balloon won't see the actual hatchery, but he will see as soon as any units start coming up there to try and establish that position. Or perhaps Balloon is just going to fly by and actually see that the drone is there. Could probably just drop out one Marine. Nope. He's going to let it go. So we're going to get a drop inside the main base. There are quite a few overlords here, and I mean, stim is done. You can stim up and take care of the queens and then perhaps try and get in there, but he's actually just moving across to the side. That drop is not going to get too much done. These roaches are already here. They don't have any upgrades yet, but they are very tanky, so it's not exactly the easiest thing to deal with, is dealing with a whole bunch of roaches there when you've really only got Marines. So Balloon is still mining away at the gold. The problem here for him is that all the gold patches are starting to wear quite thin at the moment, so he may have to establish another base shortly. In fact, I would thoroughly suggest that he look to establish another base. The Marines just dropping out here to deal with some of these roaches. It looks as if they will do quite a lot of damage. They are forced to back off. Now, bearing in mind that Balloon does not really have any upgrades at the moment. He's got no eBay pumping out, you know, +1 or armor 1 or anything like that. And speaking of which, these roaches are now just plowing through this position here. They have +1 on their armor, and that means that they are going to be doing a lot of damage. Cute little micro here with this one Marauder, and it looks as if Balloon will hold this position for now. He's got a tank out, he's got another one on the way, but did lose quite a few Marines there, so we'll see if Balloon is going to continue to hold this middle position or take another base shortly. It looks as if he is. Okay, he's going to head up towards the his actual main base, and then take the main base, which is quite weird, I guess, to say on a 2-player map. So things are, as we said, in a very sort of, it's a very odd thing when you have to deal with a player who's taking a gold base and lifting to the gold, because as we said, it changes timings of things. It changes, you know, when you can take your extra bases. As we can see here, our red guy is just about to get his third base up and running, but we'll see if he's able to hold that, because Marines and Marauders are now pushing across. A couple of tanks are just moving forwards as well. Looks as if just Roaches is going to be the play of the day here for our red Zerg player. He's just going to add on a second Evo chamber. We can see that with his lair complete and his Roach speed, he's going to be able to really pump out a lot of these heavy, hardcore hitting guys of the Zerg race. But see what he's going to do here. He could get caught out just a little bit. It looks as if he's just fanning across, trying to get a good position there. We saw a little bit of a concave, and he was looking to approach into that section, but Balloon backs off for the moment. We can see that the 2 tanks are here, just establishing that covering field of fire, and Balloon is going to move across to the other gold. That's actually really cute. I did not think of doing something like that when the first gold was run out. A couple of roaches will just be coming across the map. They were looking for those extra bases as well, as I was before, but they're just going to find that there is no extra base for the moment. And we have got Tunneling Claws and 13 Roaches just popping out now for our Zerg player. +2 on Carapace is also on the way. He is going to look for a very, very big burrowed Roach push here. And I don't know, is Balloon going to have enough? I mean, with +2 Carapace, these guys are going to be so tanky. It's going to be incredible to see how much damage they can take. And I mean, the question is Balloon going to scout this coming through? Because burrowed roaches are not exactly the easiest thing to see. And now with their speed boost that they received a few patches ago, it gets really difficult to deal with these kinds of things. But it looks as if Balloon's going to clear these roaches out of the back here. Burrow is now done. He could burrow. Yeah, he burrows one. He's going to burrow the other one. Down the back, I'm assuming. There you go. Burrows it down. Now, the main cluster of roaches now just jumping underground, and we'll see what they're able to get done. Balloon, he's having a look. You can see those little dirty bits of dust coming up off the ground, but the roaches unburrowing and just smashing through Balloon's forces there. That is probably going to be the end of Balloon. I mean, he's going to lose this base, and then as soon as he loses all these SCVs, that is going to be a huge portion of his SCVs down the drain, and he only has 29. So that is going to be it for Balloon. A very cute game, a very fun one, and that's kind of the thing we expect from Balloon. He's quite a treat to watch. Jump on his stream and have a look, and I'll catch you next time.